Today we're going to be reviewing the Smith Trace road cycling helmet. So here we have Smith's top of the line road cycling helmet, the Trace. So this is one of their lightest weight and safest variations on the market currently. Now, packaging wise, really simple. You have the Smith box here, standard sliding cardboard box. Smith graphics on the sides and a little bit of information on the bottom. What we have here today is the medium-sized Get Wild color variation, which I think is one of the raddest of the currently available color variations. Let's go ahead and take it out of the box and go over the specs. Retail price on this is $250, so definitely a premium helmet. You have their Koroyd technology. So this is a little almost honeycomb style filling between the EPS foam and the actual inside. You also get MIPS, so double whammy and safety feature, so a little rotatable MIPS liner. You get a VaporFit adjustable fit system, so pretty standard dual dial head adjustment system, adjustable straps. No magnetic buckle here, it's standard plastic. It has an Aerocore in-mold construction with these really nice venting design. So one criticism they usually had with the Koroyd helmets was the fact that the ventilation can be limited because of this inner liner. So to alleviate that, they've actually built in some open channels here along the top, so really cool. And you also get a little channel here where your sunglasses would be. So that prevents it from fogging up as much. So a lot of design details here for a premium helmet. Being a eyewear sunglass company as well, there's additional channels here on the side. You can see the cutouts for putting your sunglasses either on the front or backwards. So a lot of nice little touches. There are 18 optimized air vents here. So it really makes this a lightweight and well ventilated helmet. Inside the box, you get a basic instruction manual inside here and a little bag. We'll go ahead and pop this open. So it's always nice to have a storage bag, especially when you're not riding. So you can see it has Smith logo on here. Almost feels like a suede type material with a mesh backing. As well as the owner's manual, which I'm sure everyone reads. I'll tell you more about how to use the helmet and how to adjust it. As well as a little warranty card or emergency contact card, which is a nice little feature. Now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. This is one of their lightest weight variations, so we expect it to come in pretty light. So it comes in at 282, so not the lightest on the market, but definitely being under 300 grams. This is a helmet you're not going to really feel on your head. Now let's go over the fit and finish of the Smith Trace helmet. What I really like about this helmet is it combines a lot of the latest safety features with a lot of sleek road cycling specific features like high venting and lightweight. So starting with the color scheme, this is super rad color. This is called the Get Wild, and you either love it or you hate it. It's a retro style theme. They have full kits as well as the mountain biking helmet variations. You get a pink Smith logo on here, zebra stripes on top, and a overall matte black finish with pink coloring here. You get the iconic MIPS dot here to indicate it has MIPS. So overall, really cool, especially with the contrasting blue Koroyd technology. It's quite similar to WaveCel, but actually predates it. Now, unlike WaveCel, these are simply straight through channels instead of having the zigzag or the three-dimensional structure. But what's really cool about this is they're able to keep the shell of this helmet really thin. So if you were to compare this to an entry-level helmet, the foam would be about double this size, but this combination technology, the MIPS, the Koroyd, really ensures that the impact resistance is still met without having a really bulky foam liner. Now, design-wise, this kind of takes cues from aero helmets with the blunt trailing edge and narrow profile. It's a fairly thin helmet as well. You can see where it cuts off. It's not a very deep dish helmet like you have in a commuter helmet. Tons of ventilation here. This is perfect for a hot day. And they've really addressed a lot of the concerns that this inner liner would have with blocking airflow by adding these really specific channels. So really optimized, 18 different vents here. So you really can't get much more than that on a helmet. And fully open here, so you can see it actually flows air through here, up and around and through the back. So a really nice feature, and you have a totally open top. So definitely a great helmet for a hot day. Now, if we go around back, again, big vents. You don't have any integrated lights or anything, but you do have what they describe as light mount compatible. So you could easily put a light here or attach it with different mechanisms. Profile as well, really aggressive. I like the look of this. It looks more like an aero road helmet than a road cycling helmet. The fit system has a cool name, but pretty standard. You have multiple attachment points. You can see the cradle portion has a nice large opening here if you have a ponytail. Height adjustable as well, as you expect with higher end helmets. You can see if you lift that up, you can actually pull this up or down to match your head. So you can see the name here, the VaporFit. Dual dial, non-slip, so really easy to use. Straps, pretty standard. I'm surprised not to see a magnetic buckle, which typically add a little bit of weight but are a little sleek. The straps are adjustable, so super easy. Just pull up and then move this up and down to get the right position. And nice little color accents here, so you can see instead of having the frayed edges of the nylon straps, you have a little pink accent. So really nice touch. And you even have this in blue here. So it's nice to see the little thoughtful details. And as I mentioned with some other helmet reviews, the whole bottom foam piece is actually covered up here. It gives it a really premium look, so you can see, you don't see the foam as you would with some of the channels here. So now let's do a little comparison between the Trace and other helmets on the market. What I have here is the Lazer Cameleon. This is a $90 MIPS helmet from Lazer. And what's really cool about this is it combines a lot of the features you want in a road cycling helmet. You can see the aggressive profile, a lot of venting, and the integrated dial system with really comfortable adjustments. Now the big difference with the Lazer Cameleon is obviously the lower price. It's heavier as a result of that. You don't get the Koroyd technology, so you don't get that little extra safety. You do get the MIPS in here, which is kind of cool to see on both. You can see how paneled, how meshed this one is versus the less cut out version on the Lazer. One big difference is the rear dial system is top mounted with the Lazer, which is kind of cool if you have a long ponytail. As this kind of gets in the way, you'd have to route it through the top. Otherwise, similar profiles, aggressive venting, but I think the touches is what makes a difference here. Obviously it's lighter and it feels more premium and looks more premium. And you can see here the exposed edges here, all the foam. It is bulkier and all exposed given the lower price point, while on the Trace, it's all covered up. Feels really premium. You don't really see the foam except for the undersides of this, so it really looks like a high-end helmet that matches the price. Obviously in the Get Wild color scheme too, it stands out. They also have matte colors that are a little more subtle. Another interesting comparison is versus the Spectre from Bontrager. This is not the highest end WaveCel variation they have, but I think it still provides a good comparison. You can see it's a heavier helmet. At $150 is also cheaper. Has a similar profile, kind of the aggressive blunt trailing edge. More venting. I like the Smith style versus this one. This one's a little more bland looking, especially at certain angles. It looks more like a lower end helmet, while this has more aggressive venting and more optimization. Putting the WaveCel and the Koroyd technology right next to each other, they're pretty interesting. The WaveCel is a similar sort of plastic liner, but with WaveCel it actually has a three-dimensional structure. So this will both collapse and rotate, which is why there's no MIPS on here. With this, it's more of a honeycomb design. So you can see it goes straight through and simply absorb some of the impact in an accident. And combined with MIPS, I think provides a really good combination of safety features. Now you might be asking which one is worth buying. And then it's really up to you. At $250 premium, it's a premium helmet that I think financially usually doesn't make sense. Even with the Bontrager $250 variation, it usually makes sense to get the lower end version as you get a lot of the features. But if you want a super lightweight, cool looking helmet, I think the Smith Trace is a really great option with great ventilation and really rad design. On the road, I really liked how the helmet felt. It was quite well ventilated, and the under 300 gram weight means you really forget you're wearing it. Also with the adjustments, it was really easy to cinch down the back and have a really firm fit without the uncomfortable pressure points. Now let's go over some of the pros and cons for the Smith Trace helmet. What I really liked about the helmet is the well-ventilated design. With 18 different vents and an open channel down the center, you get a lot of airflow even when you're doing a long, slow climb. Also, it's available in a lot of unique color schemes like the Get Wild that we reviewed here, which makes it really stand out in the otherwise solid colors that other manufacturers provide. It's also nice to see the MIPS and Koroyd technology together, which make the helmet more safe if you have an accident. Some of the cons for the helmet is the premium price at $250 is definitely high on the market, and it competes more with the Rode Aero helmets. I was also surprised to see the lack of a magnetic buckle, as I just use a standard plastic buckle. And finally, it lacks some of the smart features that we're seeing more with high-end helmets. One example of that is a crash sensor, which this one does not have, which would contact your emergency contact if you had an accident. Taking everything into account, I would give the Smith Trace helmet an 8.9 out of 10. I think it's really well ventilated and lightweight. Even though it's a high-end helmet, I think it's comfortable and also stands out when you're riding. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.